Your thoughts on...
Had completely respected the sport of boxing, was an ultimate...
Pacquiao's retirement.
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth.
I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to you know, break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power, it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row.
Per round. No other fighter to do that, and he wasn't on steroids. Manny Pacquiao all day. I love Mayweather. I think Manny Pacquiao whooped Mayweather today. Manny Pacquiao in his prime was throwing damn near 100 punches.
Stephen A. Smith explains why Manny Pacquiao would dominate Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a rematch, calling Pacquiao the ultimate champion and a true boxing legend who has earned universal respect since the start of his career. Smith praised Pacquiao's technique, speed, and power qualities he says still shine at age 46, and argued that Pacquiao's current form is more dangerous than ever, insisting it would be too much for Mayweather to handle in a second showdown.
On Manny Pacquiao's retirement.
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people, I want to just say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude.
Charleston White didn't hold back when addressing the long-standing tension between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, claiming that during Pacquiao's prime, Mayweather avoided the fight not for strategic reasons but out of fear. White highlighted how dangerous Pacquiao was at his peak, with blistering combinations, sharp in-and-out movement, and relentless aggression that made him a nightmare for any opponent. He pointed out that Mayweather's repeated accusations such as allegations of steroid use were seen by many as excuses to postpone the inevitable. Rather than facing Pacquiao, when both were in their prime, Mayweather waited. And White's remarks reinforced the belief that Floyd was unwilling to risk his undefeated legacy against a fully primed Manny Pacquiao.
An honorable man, right? Yeah. Going to the grave.
Story of redemption.
Absolutely. Somebody we remember forever. No doubt, man. With Charleston, we'll let you get back to your
can't forget about the George Foreman grill. You can't forget about that grill, the George Foreman grill.
It taught many people
how to make burger without being messy.
Definitely an important thing, that George Foreman grill, bro. Yeah. Without question, man. What's your best memory of Manny Pacquiao? Watching Manny fight over the years, what was your best memory of him?
I love Mayweather. But Mayweather avoided him for all those years. Accusing him of being on steroids and he never tested positive for steroids. He was like a machine. Yeah, homie. So if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the only fighters, homie, that threw over 100-something plus rounds, punches per round. So he was like a machine, homie. Hard to...
Age has always been a hot topic in boxing, and when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., it's more relevant than ever. Many had written off the possibility of a rematch, assuming both legends were well past their primes. But Pacquiao's recent performance against Mario Barrios shifted that narrative. His sharp movement, quick reactions, and impressive conditioning caught critics off guard, reigniting interest in a potential showdown. Now, instead of dismissing it as a clash between two faded stars, fans are wondering if Mayweather would dare face this older yet still dangerous version of Pacquiao, as momentum and public pressure quietly begin to build once again.
So now the question hanging in the air like a jab, what's next for the Pac-Man? There's a growing chant for a Floyd rematch. And you know what? I wouldn't hate it. Two legends, both past their peak, but still dangerous, still proud, still built for the lights. Only thing is, after what Manny just showed, not sure Floyd wants that smoke.
Since returning to boxing, Manny Pacquiao has been relentless in calling for a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., using every interview and public appearance to make it clear that he's ready and willing to fight. There are no negotiation tactics or drawn-out delays, just a straightforward challenge aimed directly at Mayweather. Pacquiao has placed the responsibility squarely on Floyd's shoulders, showing a level of transparency that reflects his warrior mentality. Confident that he still belongs at the sport's highest level, Pacquiao's determination isn't just talk, it's backed by his actions, turning what once seemed like a far-off dream into a real possibility as he waits, gloves on, for Mayweather's.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as Manny Pacquiao gears up for his showdown with WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios. But that's not all. There's talk of a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao's not holding back, saying Mayweather's been ducking him. He wants a real fight, not just an exhibition. Can you imagine the hype if this happens? It could be worth billions. But first, Pac-Man's got to handle business this Saturday. If he wins, will it force Mayweather to step up, or will Barrios spoil the party? One thing's for sure, the line of fighters wanting a piece of Pacquiao will be long if he comes out on top. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.
Boxing trainer Abel Sanchez has provided a technical breakdown of why Manny Pacquiao continues to be so effective, emphasizing that his success isn't rooted in brute strength, but in his ability to deliver clean, precise punches at lightning speed. Despite a 4-year layoff, Sanchez was struck by Pacquiao's impeccable timing and rhythm traits that typically erode with age, but seemed untouched in Manny's case. He pointed out that Pacquiao's hand-eye coordination and overall fitness remain at a high level, allowing him to compete with and outmaneuver much younger fighters. Unlike most who decline with time, Pacquiao's style is fundamentally built for longevity, and Sanchez's analysis reinforces the growing belief that Pacquiao still belongs among boxing's elite.
It didn't seem like Barrios wanted to hurt Manny, and maybe it's the respect. Maybe the greatness was, he was in the ring with greatness and didn't want to do anything dumb.
Yeah, like, I spoke to Bob after the fight, who's the trainer of Barrios, and he was telling me he was getting on Mario's ass about that. Like, he felt like he was being too nice, and he told him that you got to take it to him, man. Like, leave all that crap outside. Like, you be mean, you got to take it to him.
Yeah, but you know what? We are on the outside. We're not taking near a lick as a coach.
Yeah.
He's in there with a great legend, and he's in there with somebody that can punch and somebody that can fight. So his mentality and his sentiment and what he sees there is a hell of a lot different than what we see on the outside. All we can do is try to encourage our guys, but we're not taking any punches.
Yeah, and there was flashes of the old Pacquiao there, though.
At times.
Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Obviously not like before, but, his patent jab straight and then come up top was there. It landed a few times. In the first round, he landed a straight like almost right away. I felt to kind of show Mario like, hey, I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power, it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that put you in trouble. So maybe Barrios was not gonna have any of that. Who knows? But again, it didn't look like the kind of fight that puts people on the edge of the seats.
Just covering Pacquiao's career for as long as I have, there was a few things that I noticed. Like, I felt like at times, and maybe this will get better now that he's, doing he said that he's going to come back, that he's eyeing maybe October, November this year to come back again in another fight. He's more consistent. I know when you're older, it's like the old saying, like, you got to use it so you don't lose it,
Right.
Despite not securing the official win against Mario Barrios, Manny Pacquiao's performance reignited serious conversations about his capabilities in the ring. Many fans and analysts felt the judges got it wrong, firmly believing Pacquiao deserved the victory. But beyond the scorecards, what truly stood out was the eye test. Pacquiao looked quicker, sharper, and more determined than ever. The focus has shifted away from titles and age and onto his undeniable skill. His showing against Barrios has fueled the belief that not only is a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr. realistic, but that this version of Pacquiao has what it takes to win.
this whole Barrios and Manny thing, y'all don't see what the bigger picture is? Y'all don't think we're gonna get a Mayweather Part 2 coming soon? Y'all don't think so? Because you do know Barrios is the ultimate company man.
Mayweather Pac 2? Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that. I'm more on the Tank. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that Tank gets the fight.
That's what I've been saying. I said, I'm going to stand on it, that if Manny Pacquiao pulls this off and gets that belt, Floyd Mayweather's coming out of retirement.
Not everyone supports the idea of a rematch. It's a significant part of the boxing community, admires both Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., and would rather see their legacies remain intact. For these fans, watching two aging icons face off again feels bittersweet. With the risk that one could diminish the legacy of the other, the idea of either legend suffering a loss in what could be their final major bout is difficult to accept, especially for those who hold on to the pristine memories of their prime years. Nostalgia runs deep in boxing, and for many, preserving the history and greatness of both fighters matters more than reigniting old rivalries or chasing new headlines.
Nobody wants to see a Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2. The first fight was a decade ago, and it took too long to happen. And now they both, it's just like, come on, bro. We just trying to squeeze the life out of boxing, for real. Y'all want to watch two senior citizens spar? Because they both pushing 50. And the thing that will make it the most disappointing to me is that we should have had this when they were in their primes. And the fact that if they're trying to fight now, it's just a money grab. They just know they can both get a nice check from it. And why not? That would be the only reason, because they pushed this off so many times. Y'all, a lot of y'all wasn't alive back then. Y'all wasn't outside. This was the discussion in boxing for a good 6-year stretch. Is when would Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao? Is Pacquiao juiced? Oh, Floyd's ducking everybody who's actually good. He doesn't want to fight anybody in their prime. This was the talk about, this was the boxing talk for almost a decade. And the fact that they would come back and do it now, it makes me so mad, because I already know people would watch. It would get the views, but it's just going to be disappointing because the first fight was disappointing.
Roy Jones Jr., a boxing legend in his own right, stirred debate by leaving Floyd Mayweather Jr. off his list of all-time greats, not because of Mayweather's undefeated record, but due to the level of competition he faced. Jones argued that Mayweather often sidestepped the most dangerous opponents during their prime years, opting instead to face them when they were past their peak or less of a threat. While Floyd's resume features big names, Jones suggested the timing of those fights diminishes their weight. This critique adds fuel to the growing belief that Mayweather's legacy may not be as untouchable as it's often portrayed, especially when compared to fighters like Manny Pacquiao, who consistently pursued the toughest challenges available.
Roy Jones Jr. says Floyd Mayweather isn't in his top 5 boxers of all time because Floyd never fought a boxer that was his equal, reveals he's still open to fighting Floyd in a boxing match. Look, man, Roy, you sounding real desperate, dog, because Floyd didn't have Ali as his #1 fighter of all time. I hope you guys understand. This all stems from Floyd saying Ali wasn't the GOAT. Relax, Roy. We get it. You just overwhelmingly love Muhammad Ali for some reason. I don't care if you got Floyd top 5 or not. Floyd's my #2. I feel like if he's not top 5, your list is already trash. But all I know is he's way above Roy Jones Jr. Roy was a PED cheat who got exposed when he had to get off him. And he didn't fight nobody. Roy's resume's empty. It's a skeleton. You got James Toney. Outside of that, it's nobody legendary on his resume outside of Tony that I could think of. Roy was a great fighter, one of the highest peaks in modern boxing history for sure. But the guy, at the end of the day, he didn't fight nobody. I'm cool with Roy saying Floyd ain't top 5, but as long as he don't got himself in that top 5, we all good. You guys let me know how y'all feel about this. I think Roy Jones looks really desperate. I think he really is seeking attention from Floyd. It's getting really bad.
In the road to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s 2015 clash was marked by years of missed opportunities and heated accusations, as both camps continuously blamed each other for the delays. Negotiations fell apart multiple times due to disputes over drug testing protocols, revenue sharing, and broadcast arrangements, despite Pacquiao eventually agreeing to nearly all of Mayweather's conditions. Many fans came to believe that Floyd was the main reason the fight didn't happen sooner. One of the most widely held theories in the boxing world is that Mayweather continues to avoid a rematch because it poses a serious threat to his undefeated record.
Biggest fight in boxing. I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation. He just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao had a new offer to offer Team Mayweather. And the way they saw it, if there was no testing dispute, Floyd should be eager to take the fight. So Floyd was given a deadline to accept the deal. Top Rank was very public about this and even gave a countdown on their public website. However, one thing that needs to be considered in this situation is that Bob Arum never disclosed the actual conditions of the contracts.
The first fight between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was clouded by controversy, particularly surrounding Pacquiao's injured shoulder, which many believe prevented him from performing at his best and may have cost him the victory. Now that Pacquiao appears revitalized, there's growing speculation that Mayweather is avoiding a rematch, not out of disinterest, but out of fear of what a loss could do to his legacy. For Floyd, it's no longer just about the fight. It's about safeguarding a meticulously built image that has taken decades to perfect.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? 27. Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Man.
Manny Pacquiao's fight against Mario Barrios was viewed as a make-or-break moment, with a win potentially setting the stage for a blockbuster rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., although the bout ended in a draw. Insiders say the result hasn't derailed talks of a rematch. What's driving the conversation isn't the official outcome, but the excitement Pacquiao generated in the ring. His relentless style, heart, and impressive conditioning reminded fans and experts alike that he still has plenty left to offer. In boxing, it's often fan interest, not the scorecards, that determines what comes next.
Conversation going around that a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch is in the works if Pacquiao beats Barrios. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all want to see a rematch between these two? For me personally, fuck no. No. The first fight was boring. So just imagine this fight. They're even older now. And their first fight, I feel like took too long for them to finally fight each other. Right? I feel like Floyd kind of dragged that shit out and caught Manny at a point in time where, you know, they both wasn't dead in their prime anymore, right? They still were great fighters, don't get me wrong, but they wasn't both dead in their prime. I feel like they should have fought dead in their prime against each other. But absolutely not. I don't want to see that. I know they say, oh, it can generate billions. Nah. I mean, people will tune in just because it's Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see that shit. No.
When Manny Pacquiao stepped into the ring against Mario Barrios, expectations were low due to his long absence from the sport, with many predicting he would struggle. Instead, he surprised everyone with a sharp performance, landing clean combinations, moving with precision and displaying fluid footwork that defied his age. Commentators who once questioned his return were now praising his form, acknowledging that he still had what it takes to compete at an elite level. His showing not only reaffirmed his relevance, but reignited fan excitement for a return to boxing's biggest stage, proving that even in his 40s, Pacquiao still belongs among the sport's best.
I mentioned the weekend was busy, so let's talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao, the Boxing Hall of Famer, 46 years old, inactive for nearly 4 years. His attempt to win a welterweight title came up just short, fighting to a draw against Mario Barrios. That wasn't the old Manny Pacquiao that we saw in the ring against Barrios. It was a lot better than what people were expecting, including me. What did you think of what you saw from Pacquiao? 46 years old, back in the ring for the first time since 2021.
Including you and me, we watched that fight together, and we were shocked The fact that he went past the 5th, the 6th, the 7th round, and he
Got
still
better
had bounce.
too. Yeah.
He still had the bounce on his leg. Yeah, of course, it was flashes of the great Manny Pacquiao, but he was doing it against a young, strong, hungry, motivated champion in Barrios, and Barrios he was never in front of a old man, put it that way. He wasn't in front of a 46-year-old. It looked like he was in front of a guy that was in his mid-30s in Manny Pacquiao. And at 46 years old, to keep that fight as competitive all the way to the end, where a lot of people felt that he won, including myself, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And the fact that he was out of the ring so much, forget the age, the inactivity hits you harder when you're that old than actual, Father Nature. That is amazing. That is incredible. That reminds me of like Sugar Ray Leonard when he was out of the ring for 3 years and came back for Marvin Hagler. But Ray Leonard wasn't no 46 years old. Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give it to him.
And even now, debates over who holds the greater legacy between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. remain intense. Mayweather's supporters highlight his flawless undefeated record and defensive brilliance, while Pacquiao's fans emphasize his historic achievements across 8 weight divisions and his fearless approach to taking on any challenger. It's a clash between perfection and risk. In 2024, reports surfaced that both camps were close to finalizing a rematch, sparking massive excitement among fans only for the deal to quietly fall apart. Some blamed financial disagreements, others pointed to Mayweather's hesitance. Regardless of the reason, the disappointment was widespread. Since then, speculation has lingered, and Pacquiao's recent return has reignited hope. For many, the dream of a rematch still lives, with the belief that if it finally happens, it could provide the long-awaited closure boxing has been craving.
Of Mayweather. Fam, did you see they're doing the Pacquiao rematch?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Bro. I was about to say that. They announced it, and all the fans were like,
weirdest way, bro. It's like, yo, they didn't even know. It's like they didn't know if they actually meant to announce it or not.
This
or
one
like that fight's actually happening.
I heard in the comments that they announced it in like Chinese or something before, and then the crowd went crazy.
Like Japan, right?
Yeah, in their language they announced it, and then they went crazy, and then they did it in English, and then like that was with silence.
Now, I mean, because yo, Manny Pacquiao said it's like no one cared. I was like, bro, are we like hearing
Like,
the same thing from?
people
Like,
are
the man just said he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, and no one cared. Everyone's like, okay, like, hand over the mic, dog. Like, bro,
people
like
are saying
massive.
that. They're saying that, or they're saying, oh, like where they were, it's like culture to not like make noise during stuff like
Nah,
this.
bro,
Like, it's a
you know the
respectful thing.
fans that Manny Pacquiao has and stuff, bro. If he's announcing that fight, you know these guys are going off.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.